Hello students, welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll solve live the math calculator section of the October 16, 2019 PSAT. So let's begin. Question 1. The distance between two towns is 3 miles. What is the distance between these towns in feet? So we know that 1 mile is given is 5280 feet. So 3 miles will be 3 times 5280 feet. Now I can actually solve this and I will to confirm the answer, but I can see from the options that 3 times 5,000 would be 15,000. So because it's 5280, it will be a little over 15,000. So C should be my answer. And if I do that, 4 carry 2, 8 and 15. So we do get 15,840 as the answer. Okay, let's choose that. Question 2. During a sale, the original price of all the items in a clothing store have been reduced by 20%. What is the sale price of a jacket with an original price of $50? So the new price for this jacket would be 50 minus 20% of 50, right? Because each item has been reduced in price by 20%. So that's 50 minus 20 over 100 into 50, which cancels out with 5. So you get 10 here. So that's 50 minus 10, which is 40. So the reduced price, the sale price of the jacket would be $40, option D. Okay. Question 3. On May 16, 2011, the space shuttle Endeavour launched for the last time. The total mass of the entire spacecraft includes the Endeavour shuttle, its external rockets, its fuel tank, and its fuel. The total mass of the entire spacecraft changed as the fuel was used. The model below shows the predicted mass in thousands of kilograms of the entire spacecraft T seconds after launch. So there was an original mass, and then obviously as the fuel was used, the total mass reduced, and this equation captures that. According to the given model, what was the predicted mass in thousands of kilograms of the entire spacecraft 60 seconds after launch, right? So T is 60. So that would be 2050 minus 9.75 multiplied by 60, right? Because the time T here is the amount of time since the launch of the spacecraft. So that would be 2050 minus, so that's 97.5 into 6, right? I got rid of the 0 and shifted 1 to the right. So that's 5 6 are 30, 0 carry 3, 6 7s are 42 and 3 45 carry 4, 6 9s are 54 and 4 is 58. And there is a decimal, so 585. 585. So if I subtract 585 from 2050, I get 5 here. 14 minus 8 is 6 and 19 minus 5 is 14. So it's 1465. That's the total mass after 60 seconds. Okay, so 1465. Question 4, which of the following graphs represents a relationship between T and M, right? Now you know that as time increases, the mass is going to reduce, right? And you can see that from this equation where the slope is negative 9.75. That indicates that as time increases, the mass decreases, right? So it has to be, it can't be A and B, because in A and B, the graph is going upward. These are rising lines and they cannot be a negative. They cannot display a negative slope, right? Now, what is the y-intercept here? The y-intercept is 2050, because that's the the original mass of the spacecraft before launch. So at time t is equal to 0, we are looking at 2050 as the mass. And so D has to be the correct answer, because in C, I'm starting at 1000, which is incorrect. And also I'm kind of reaching a mass of 0 after 50 seconds, right? So the best answer is option D. The given data show the age in years of 7 domesticated sheep. Based on this data, which of the following statements is true? So we have in the options, we see median, we see mean, and we see range. So let's just find the range first. The range is going to be 3, right? So, and you can see that the mean will have to be somewhere like 11 or 12, right? So the range is definitely less than the mean. So C and D are out, right? Okay, what about the median? If there are 7 items, the median will be the 4th item. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So the median is the 4th items, which is 11. And what about the mean? So let's just add these 9 and 9, 18, and 10, 28, 38, 39, 39, 40, 40, 51, 51, 61, 71, 75. So 75 divided by 7 is the mean, right? So that's 7 ones are 7, 0 and something, right? So the median is greater than the mean. So the right answer is option B. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Which of the following statements about the means and medians of the two data sets are different? Or is true? Which of the following statements is true? So they're exactly the same set except for this one, right? So you will see that in this set there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the 5th element is the median, and here there are 10. So the average of the 5th and 6th. So the medians are the same, right? Medians are the same for the two sets. The mean would obviously be different because this 100 will skew the mean to the right, right? It's a big number. So when we sum the data points, this 100 will skew it. So only the means are different here. The medians are the same. So option A. The Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge in China has a length of 164.8 kilometers. Which of the following best approximates the length in miles of the Danyang Kunshan? Okay, so it is, 1 second. Yeah, it is 164.8 kilometers. And they tell me that 1 kilometer is 0.6214 miles. So 164.8 kilometer would be 164.8 into 0.6214 miles. Now think about it, right? I'm multiplying this 164.8 with a number that is less than 1, right? So my answer should be less than 164.8. And it should be substantially less because I'm multiplying it with something like 0.6, so very close to half, right? So it can't be these numbers because they are greater than 164.8, and this is almost 164.8, right? So the best answer is option D, which is less than 164.8. And like if I had to do a half of this, that would be 82. So it's like a little greater than 82, which is expected because I'm multiplying it by 0.6. So my answer here is option D. Okay, which of the following is a solution to the equation above? So we have the equation in factor form. So the value of x can be 1, -2, or -3, right? Because if I put 1 minus x as 0, then x becomes 1. If I put this as 0, -2, and this -3. So from the options, the right answer would be -2, option A. A gold dredge is a machine that was used in the early 1900s to extract gold from a river or pond. The amount of dirt a gold dredge can dig in 1 minute is equal to the amount it would take 3 people, each digging at the same rate, to dig in 1 day. At this rate, how many days would it take one person to dig as much dirt as a gold dredge can dig in 30 minutes? Okay, so the amount of dirt a gold dredge can dig in 1 minute is equivalent to the amount it would take 3 people uh, to dig in 1 day, right? So if there was one person working alone, not 3 people, then that person would take 3 days. So because see, if I have 3 people, they together can do it in 1 day. So one person alone will take 3 times as much time, right? So 3 days. So what a digger can do in 1 minute, one person can do in 3 days. So how many days it would take one person to dig? So in 30 minutes, it would dig 30 times as much as it would dig in 1 minute. So one person would need 30 times that much time to dig. So that would be 30 into 3, which is 90. So one person would need 90 days to dig as much dirt as a digger can dig in 30 minutes. Okay, so that's D. A store manager reviewed the receipts from 80 customers who were selected at random from all the customers who made purchases last Thursday. Of those selected, 20 receipts showed that the customer had purchased fruit. If 1,500 customers made purchases last Thursday, which of the following is the most appropriate conclusion? So 20 out of 80 purchased fruit. So out of the total 1,500, let's say X purchased fruit, right? So this is 4. So X is 1,500 by 4, which is 4 fours are, no, 4 threes are 12. 34 sevens are 20. So around 375. So obviously option A and option C are out. Now between option B and D, B says exactly 375 customers must have purchased fruit. And D says the best estimate for the number of customers is 375. So obviously D is the right answer because B is something that you cannot say, right? It's not a certainty. It's a probability, right? I have a sample. Of those sample, 1/4 people purchased fruit. So the best estimate that of the number of people who purchased fruit out of all 1,500 customers is 1/4 of that number. So you can't say for certain. It's the best estimate, option D. Okay, of the following, which is the best model for the data in the scatter plot? Right, so let's see. So I can see that the y-intercept is 20. So I can eliminate C and D because the y-intercept is 20. I can also eliminate A, right? Because it is only in option B that when I put x0, I get 20. So from the y-intercept alone, my answer is option B. Okay. A right circular cylinder has a volume of 45 pi. If the height of the cylinder is 5, what is the radius of the cylinder? So right circular cylinder, the volume is pi r squared h, where r is the radius and h is the height. So volume is 45 pi. That's pi r squared into 5. Pi cancel. So r squared is 9. So the radius would be 3. Option A. Okay, the equations above define W and Z in terms of A. What is 2WZ in terms of A? Okay, so we need to find 2WZ. 2wz. So that will be 2 times w is a plus 2 and z is a. So that's 2a squared plus 4a. 2a squared plus 4a. So that's option D. Which of the following represents the result of increases the quantity x by 5%? So x plus 5% of x, right? Which is x plus 0.05x, which is 1.05x. So increasing x by 5% yields 1.05x, option B. Okay, the Carvonen formula above shows the relationship between Alice's target heart rate h in beats per minute and the intensity level p of different activities. When p is 0, Alice has a resting heart rate. When p is 1, Alice has her maximum heart rate. Okay, it is recommended that p be between 0.5 and 0.85 for Alice when she trains. Which of the following inequalities describes Alice's target training heart rate? Okay, so when p is 0.5, then the heart rate would be 120 into 0.5 plus 60, which is 120, because 120 into 0.5 is 60 and 60 plus 60 is 120. And when p is 0.85, then the heart rate would be 120 into 0.85 plus 60. And I don't really have to solve this, even though I will, just to confirm, because the only option that has a lower bound of 120 is option A, right? So let's do this. So this would be 12 times 8.5. So 12 fives are 60, 0 carry 6. 12 sevens are 82, 12 eights are 96. 96 plus 6 is 102. So that's 102 plus 60, that's 162. So it has to be between 120 and 162. But if you are running short of time, you don't have to calculate the 162 because you can see that the only option which has 120 as the lower value is A. If 4x minus 1 by 2 is minus 5, what is the value of 8x minus 1? Okay, 4x minus 1 by 2 is minus 5. So I take the LCM 2. So 8x minus 1 by 2 is minus 5. So 8x minus 1 is minus 10. So 8x minus 1 is minus 10, option D. Okay, the table shows the distribution by location and power capacity, maximum rate of power generation of the 20 largest wind projects in the US in 2013. Okay. The total power capacity of the 9 wind projects located in Texas was 4952 megawatts, and the total power capacity of the 20 wind projects was 11,037 megawatts. If one of the projects in Texas that is represented in the table is selected at random, what is the probability that the project selected had a medium or high power capacity? So the probability would be a fraction, and the denominator is the all possible values for the question, right? So one of the projects being selected at random from Texas. So my denominator is 9 because there are a total of 9 projects in Texas. Of these, how many are medium or high? So 2 and 3, 5. So my desired probability would be 5 by 9. So that's 5 by 9, option D. Okay, the amount of energy produced in 1 hour at a rate of 1 megawatt is 1 megawatt hour. If each of the 9 Texas wind projects in 2013 had operated continuously for 24 hours at the maximum rate of power generation, approximately how many megawatt hours of energy would the 9 projects have produced? So you can see that the total capacity of these projects is, 4952 megawatts, right? So the total capacity is 4952 megawatts. And if they work for 24 hours, right, at the maximum rate, then how many megawatt hours? It would be 4952 into 24. Now, again, I can use the calculator, but let's try and get a good approximation. This is very close to 5,000, uh, and this is very close to 25. And 25 into 5 is 125,000. So obviously I need a number which is a little less than this because I have increased both my values, but it would be in the range of this, right? It definitely cannot be these numbers. They are way too small. So the right answer has to be option D. Okay, so that's option D. In the given function, B is a constant. If F1 is 0, what is the value of F3? Okay, so if F1 is 0, so what is F1 going to be? F1 is going to be 1 squared plus B plus 5, and that is 0. So B plus 6 is 0, so B is negative 6, right? So my function is fx is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. So what is F3? F3 would be 3 squared 9 minus 6 into 3, 18 plus 5. 9 and 5 is 14 minus 18 is negative 4. So my answer is option B. Okay. Of the following equations, which could be an equation of the line of best fit in the xy plane? Okay, so let's try and first draw what a line of best fit might look like, right? Yeah, it would be something like this, right? Something like that, right? So I can see that the y-intercept would be very low, right? So I'm kind of eliminating D because I don't think the y-intercept can be 4. It's definitely very close to 0. So A, B, and C are possible. And let's get a sense of the slope. Let's say this is 5 and this is 6, right? So let's say my slope is about 5 by 6, which is about 0.8, right? So my slope is 0.8. And here the only option with the 0.8 slope is option A, right? So then my answer has to be option A, 0.8 slope and a y-intercept of 0.3. Okay, so that's option A. Um, 21, in an article about exercise, it is estimated that a 160-pound adult uses 200 calories for every 30 minutes of hiking and 150 calories for every 30 minutes of bicycling. An adult who weighs 160 pounds has completed 1 hour of bicycling. Based on the article, how many hours should the adult hike to use a total of 900 calories from bicycling and hiking? So he has already completed 1 hour of bicycling. For bicycling for 30 minutes, you burn 150 calories. So for 1 hour, you would burn 300 calories, right? So he has already burned 300 calories. Now he wanted to burn 1900, of which he has burned 300. So he needs to burn 1600 calories from hiking, right? Because we need to now figure out how many hours he should hike. So when you hike, then for every 30 minutes, you burn 200 calories, which means that for an hour of hiking, you burn 400 calories. So in 1 hour, you burn 400. So to burn 1600 calories, you would have to hike for 4 hours, right? So the answer is 4. Okay, let's choose option D. In the xy plane, the graph of y is equal to x square minus 9 intersects line P at 1, comma a and 5, comma b, where a and b are constants. What is the slope of line P? Okay, so we have uh, we have a parabola x squared minus 9, which will look something like this, where this point would be 0, comma negative 9. And then there is a line which intersects this parabola at 1, comma a and 5, comma b. So I'm just making an approximate figure. Oh, actually, no, it won't look like this. Yeah, 1, comma a and 5, comma b. So that would probably look like, let me draw this a little bit more. Yeah, something like this, right? So this point could be, I'm not drawing a good diagram. Okay. Okay, let me try it one more time. So I'm going to change the color for the line. You don't have to draw a diagram. I'll tell you the algebraic method also. But let's just say you were to draw a diagram, right? So let's say this point is 1, comma a, and this point is 5, comma b. Now, I don't have to draw the diagram. I just drew it just to get you a sense of how it would look. So obviously, if x is 1 and it lies on the line and the parabola, then y would be 1 squared minus 9, which is 1 minus 9, which is negative 8. So the point 1, comma a is 1, comma negative 8. And when x is 5, then y would be 5 squared 25 minus 9, which is 16, right? So the other point is 5, comma 16, which lies on the line. So the slope of the line would be 16 minus of minus 8 by 5 minus 1, which is 24 by 4, which is 6. So the slope of the line is option A. Okay. What is the minimum value of the function defined by this? So I can see that this is a parabola that's given to me in vertex form, and the vertex of this parabola would be 2, comma negative 4, right? So if this is 2, so this is how the parabola will have a vertex of 2, comma negative 4. So the minimum value of the function will be negative 4 because that's the vertex and that's the lowest point. So the answer is option A. Okay. Which of the following is true about the values of 2 to the power x and 2x plus 2 for x greater than 0? Right. So 2 to the power x is obviously an exponential function, which would look like this, where this is 0, comma 1. And 2 to the power x plus 2 will be a line, which would look something like this, where the y-intercept would be 0, comma 2, right? So for all x greater than 0, it is true that 2 to the power x is less than 2x plus 2. No, that's not true. It is only less than the line till this point, right? After this point, if you extend the line and if you extend the function here, then the function is greater than the line. So A is out. For all x greater than 0, it is true that the exponential function is greater than the line. We know that's not true. In this A range, the exponential function is less. There is constant c such that 0 less than x less than c. Then 2 to the power x is less than 2x plus 2, right? So let's say this is that constant c. So from 0 to c, the exponential function is less than the line, but after that, the exponential function is greater than the line. So option C is correct. And option D flips that. So it is wrong because the function is below the line, right? In between 0 to c. So the right answer is option C. Okay, during a month, Morgan ran R miles at 5 miles per hour and biked B miles at 10 miles per hour. She ran and biked a total of 200 miles that month, and she biked for twice as many hours as she ran. What is the total number of miles that Morgan biked during the month? Okay, so she ran R miles at 5 miles per hour, right? So what is the time that she took for running? Time for running would be the distance divided by the speed, right? And what is the time that she took for biking? The total distance was B divided by 10, right? The total distance is 200 miles. So R plus B is 200, right? And she biked for twice as much Niaz as she ran. So B by 10 is twice R by 5 because the biking time was twice the running time. So 5 into 2, 10. So B is 4R. Okay, so B is 4R. That's one equation. And R plus B is 200. So if I put B as 4R, then I get R plus 4R is 200. So 5R is 200. So R is 40. So she ran for 40 miles. And bike, B is 4R. So that's 4 into 40. That's 160. So she biked for 160 miles. And that's what the question is asking me. So the answer is option D. Okay, the dot plot summarized two data sets. How does the mean of group A compare to the mean of group B? So actually you can see that the means will be equal, right? Because if you start at 3 is like bang in the center of both data sets, right? And you have 2 points to the left of 3, -1, and 2 points to the right of 3, +1. So those kind of cancel out in the sum. And you have 3 points, 2 units to the left, and 3 points, 2 units to the right. So when you sum it, those will cancel out. So this would be the mean, 3. And then you see a similar distribution here, 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here. So those will cancel out and the mean will still be 3. So the mean of group A is equal to the mean of group B, option C. Okay. In the system of equations above, what is the value of x by 2? Okay, so we need to find x by 2, right? So let's try and eliminate y. So I'm going to multiply this second equation by 4. So I'll get 4x minus 2y is 4, right? And then I'm going to add this and this. So I'll get x by 2 plus 4x is 18. So 9x by 2 is 18. So x is 4, right? Now x is 4, so the value of x by 2 would be 2, option D. Okay, right. Now we have the gradient problems. For the exponential function f, the table above shows several values of x and their corresponding values of fx, where a is a constant greater than 1. If k is a constant and fk is a to the power 29, what is the value of k? Okay, so let's get the exponential function. The exponential function can be written as c times d to the power x, right? This is a constant and this is the base of the exponent. So f1 is a, so a is cd, and f2 is a to the power 5. So a to the power 5 is cd squared. So if I divide the two equations, I will get a to the power 4 is d, right? That's what I'll get. So I get d is a to the power 4. So then I get f of x is c times a to the power 4 whole to the power x. Now I need to find c as well. So let me erase all of this. Yeah. Okay. So now again, I'll put f of x as a is equal to c times d, a to the power 4 and x is 1. So c will be a to the power minus 3, right? So f of x will become a to the power minus 3 into a to the power 4 whole x, which will be a to the power 4x by a cube. So that's my function. Now I need to find f of k. So let's just solve this. I'll erase this. Okay, so f of k will be a to the power 4k by a cube, and that is a to the power 29, right? I got this from this equation for f of x. So that means a to the power 4k is a to the power 32 because 29 plus 3, 32. So 4k is 32. So k is 8. So the value of k is 8. Okay. In the equation above, a is a constant. If the equation has no solution, what is the value of a? So for no solution, I should, if my equation is ax plus b is cx plus d, then for no solution, a should be equal to c and b should not be equal to d. Now I notice that there is no x term on the right hand side. So I would just equate a minus 12 to 0. So a would be 12. Because when a is 12, then this x term will disappear and the equation will not have a solution. So that is 12 is the answer for this. Okay, an alumni association survey asked each high school graduate to select the one activity he or she preferred for the association's next event. Some of the people responded by phone and the others responded by email. The table shows the distribution of preferred activity for each response type. If 40 of the people who responded by phone preferred a picnic, how many of the people who responded by phone preferred a dinner dance? So we know that those who responded by phone, it was 20% of those who preferred picnic. So if let's say people who responded by phone is X, so 20% of X is 40 because it is 40 people who preferred a picnic. So 0.2X is 40. So X is, this is 40. So 40 by 0.2, which is 200. So the total number of people who responded by phone is 200. Right? Now, how many preferred a dinner dance? So that's 55% of 200. So 55% of 200 would be 110. So 110 people preferred a dinner dance. So that's 110. Okay. For the survey, the number of email responses was twice the number of phone responses. If a person who preferred a picnic is selected at random, what is the probability that the person responded by email? Okay, so the number of email responses was twice the number of phone responses, right? So let's say the number of phone responses was X, then the number of email responses was 2X. Then if a person who preferred a picnic is selected at random, okay, so how many people prefer a picnic? 1 second. So it's picnic preference would be 20% of X, so that's 0.2X plus 5% of 2X. So 5% of 2X, which is 5 by 100 into 2X, which is 5 2s are 10. So that's 0.1X. So 0.3x is the total number of people who prefer a picnic, right? Now, out of these total number of people who prefer a picnic, what is the probability that the person responded by email? So we know that this is phone and this is email, right? So 0.1x is email and total is 0.3x. So the required probability is 1 by 3. So that is going to be 1 by 3. Okay, so that was the calculator section of the October 16, 2019 PSAT. Let's grade it. I have the answer key here. Okay, so we'll start with the first question. C, D, B, D, B, C, D, B, D, B. Okay. Number 6, A, D, A, D, D, A, D, A, D, D. Okay. 11. B, A, D, B, A, B, A, D, B, A. Okay. 16. D, 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 B, A, D, 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 B, A. 21. D, A, A, C, D, D, A, A, C, D. 26, C, D, C, D. Okay. Gridden 8, 12, 110, 8, 12, 110, and 1 by 3. Okay. So we got all correct. Hope this exercise was useful. If it was, hit like and subscribe to the channel. If there were any concepts that you struggled with while solving the paper, make sure you check out the Basics Explained series on the channel. I'll put a link to that in the description box. This is a series that looks at the basic concepts, the fundamentals of different math topics. I'll see you guys in a new video soon. Take care. Bye-bye.